Freddie Wills here from FreddieWills.com. Getting ready to set off the college football season tomorrow with week zero, I guess they're calling it. Before we get into what I want to talk about today, which is fading, steam moves, big line moves in the Power Five during weeks one and two and week zero. Wanted to just give you, if you're new to this, three reasons why you should invest in FreddieWills.com. Number one, I solely concentrate on football. There's obviously a lot of handicappers out there these days, and a lot of them do all the sports during football season. I honestly don't know how anyone could try to do that at a high level. And so, one of the reasons why I've been doing this is my 13th year. I decided years ago to just focus on football. Was I felt that's what I was best at. That was my niche, and I thought I could be better and produce more profits for my clients by solely focusing on football. Obviously during a week with 4 or 5 sports going on, it's very hard to look at all those games and find value. So again, that's one of the things that differentiates me between myself and my competition. Number two, my football picks have outperformed the stock market. The past 12 years, I've given out more than 3,500 football picks to clients. These are premium and free plays, and I have profited 9 of those 12 years, resulting in a total return on investment based on a yearly profit of 352%, or an average yearly ROI of 29.38%. You can read more about this, FreddieWills.com/records. For instance, last year, my clients and myself enjoyed a 55.06% return on investment. That means a 10% bankroll client made $5,500 in profit. I have great pride in being able to profit over the long period of time. But honestly, it's nothing without the honesty and integrity, which is my number one priority and promise to clients. I always promise to be transparent. That's why I release all of my picks 1 minute after the game starts. You can find that at FreddieWills.com/records. You can find that on Twitter by following me at FreddieWills, or on Facebook. So all of those resources have my plays just get automatically released, whether they're free or premium, once the game starts. And I don't think there's many handicappers out there that do that. Another thing that I do is, I allow you to export my entire pick history with the click of a button, going back 12 years to Excel. That's available at FreddieWills.com/records. And every year, I'm documented by a third-party sports monitoring service. This year, it's going to be the Sports Monitor of Oklahoma. If you need to verify any information throughout the season, that's where you can find me as far as a third-party location. So on to what I want to talk about today, Power 5 fading that college football steam. Obviously the 2020 season brought new challenges to handicapping with, COVID and the uncertainty of players opting out, being forced out due to COVID. It made logical sense to me that you may not want to follow and back some of these steam moves in the season where there is a lot of uncertainty. We're going to have that again this year. But overall, I wanted to look back to see if there was any history to this, to see where there might be an opportunity to find some edges. I definitely found some. And again, we're not going to blindly back these, but specifically line moves of 2 to 3.5 points. This is as far as open to the closing line, and the sports books that I tracked this on was 5 Dimes, Pinochle, and not Bet Online, I'm sorry, Bookmaker. So those are the 3 big ones of the offshore sports books, and this is where I'm tracking these from. What I found was fading these steam moves of 2 to 3.5 points versus the open, and this is during weeks 1 and 2 in the Power 5 since 2015, resulted in a 69 and 44 against the spread mark. That's 61% against the spread. Obviously the tricky part is knowing when to play, and I feel like you need to wait for game day where public money comes into the market and moves these lines a little bit out of whack, and I think that's when you can find line value, which is really what you're looking for in weeks 1 and week 2. Because we really, yeah, we can watch the spring games, and a lot of guys tout that they watched all the spring games, but sometimes I feel like more information is not necessarily a good thing, and we really don't know a ton about these teams in the early going. So what I'm really looking for in weeks 1 and week 2 is where can I find line value, and this is one of the ways I've been able to do it. So breaking down this a little bit more, fading the favorites in this situation has actually produced the best results. So again, fading a home favorite with a line move of 2 to 3.5 points in the Power 5 during weeks 1 and 2 has resulted in an actual 33-17 against the spread record since 2015. And fading the away favorite is 9-6. So again, the other tricky part of this is what happens when the line moves 4 or more points. That's where this gets tricky, because then it's 11-20 against the spread. So you want to try to stay in that bucket, and if you're seeing 2 to 3 points, if it's borderline to 4 points, I would kind of stay away. And again, we're not blindly backing these. It makes logical sense to me, because when you think about it, the line is moving based on money in the market, and the sports books either feel comfortable with the side and they might move it a little to entice more money, or they may just stop it. So example, we got Hawaii and UCLA tomorrow. The line opened at 16, -16 UCLA, and it's moved up to 17.5, 18, got up to 18, went back to 17.5. There's 18s out there. It's on my watch list right now. I know there's a lot of hype with UCLA, so that would, obviously be the reason for a lot of money coming in on UCLA. But it seems very interesting that the sports books, and we'll see what they do on Saturday morning. If they don't move it to 19, 20, 21 over a key number 21, that to me, and based on this system, tells me that they're comfortable with Hawaii possibly being able to cover this spread. They feel more than confident, more than 60% confident that Hawaii can cover the spread. So that's where it makes logical sense to me. Where if they were worried, I feel like they would be moving this line quick. And again, that could still happen tomorrow. My source, there's only about 10,000 tickets of bets in that game right now. So, take it for what it's worth. But I've been tracking this. I'm going to continue to do research on this. And again, I broke down the group of 5 in the same way. It's a little time consuming to go back and find the spreads and the openers and the closers. So that's why it's taking me a little bit longer. But again, great way to do it. Finding, leans where you can dig into the games deeper. So that's one that's on my watch list. Again, I talked about why you should invest in FreddieWills.com, and obviously if you don't have the money to, or you're not betting enough to make it worth investing in a season package or anything like that, you still get access to my free picks. If you go to FreddieWills.com, log in with one of the ways I offer, and then set your profile up to get picks by text or email. My free picks have always done really well, and just to give you an example, I'm 89-61 over my last 150 free sports picks for a return on investment of 29.37%. Or you can subscribe to my premium pick newsletter right on the top of FreddieWills.com. Just put in your email address. Again, I don't spam you. It's one premium play that clients get once per week, one college football play. I've been doing this. This is going to be the 5th year. That newsletter has profited 3 out of the 4 years I've done it. So again, two ways to get my information without spending any money. So I appreciate you guys watching this and subscribing to my podcast. So if you can share it, leave reviews, like it, however you go about doing that, it really would help me out as I'm trying to build this YouTube channel. Thank you again, and can't wait for football to get started tomorrow.